Oh good, we're to the track. Must be on a break. They're not, there's no racing. All right, well, are you guys gonna race for us today? There's actually no racing happening here. I feel like I was lied to. So the reason I'm talking about racing camels is because there's a new game called Camel Up. Not Camel Cup, but Camel Up. Camel Cup is actually a race that happens annually in Australia where a bunch of camels actually race, which is for some reason what I thought would be happening here, but actually it's not. Turns out camels aren't exciting as Camel Up. So I am going to hunt and look for more exciting things to film for this video. But while I'm doing that, I will tell you about Camel Up. So Camel Up is, like I said, a game for 2 to 8 players, and the interesting thing about Camel Up is it's a racing game, yes, but you aren't actually owning the camel, you're just spectators betting on the camels. And I don't actually like betting. Don't like poker, don't like Vegas, don't like gambling of any kind, but I like Camel Up because it's simple and it's silly and the bets are pretty easy. In Camel Up, there are basically 2 ways to bet. Well, not basically, there are 2 ways to bet. You can bet on the round or you can bet on the game overall. So if you bet on the round, you're betting who's going to be in first place of the round. And to do that, on your turn, you just take one of the tiles of a certain color camel. There's 5 colors. So you take the tile for the one that you think is going to be in the lead for that round, and at the end of the round, if they're in the lead, you get however many coins are on the thing. If they're in second place instead of first, you get 1 coin, but if they're in any other place, you actually have to pay a coin. So you're kind of gambling a little bit, but not a lot, because the payout is actually really good if you're right. The other way to bet is every player has 5 cards, 1 for each camel, and you can place a bet on what the outcome of the total game will be. So you can bet, say, like green is going to lose or green is going to win. But once you bet on the final outcome of the game, then you can't change that bet. So if I bet that green's going to win and then he starts to lose really bad, I can't undo my bet that green will win the game. Oh, it looks like they're about to feed the elephants. Yes. I wonder if there'll be a race. So yeah, looks like they're gonna let the elephants out, and there's gonna be a race. I bet 5 coins red's gonna win. Yeah, 5 coins. You gonna take that bet? So in Camel Up, which is apparently more exciting than going to the zoo if you're in for the wild animal races, you can affect the race, and the way that you affect the race is you make the race happen. So there's a pyramid, and inside the pyramid there are 5 dice, 1 for each camel, and each of those dice has numbers, 1 through 3, twice. So there's 2 1s, 2 2s, and 2 3s. What happens is you shake up the pyramid, put it upside down, push the little thingy so exactly 1 dice comes out, and whatever dice comes out, that's whatever camel moves, and he moves however many spaces there are forward. So that's it, that's how they race, is it comes out of the pyramid. And if you roll the dice from the pyramid, you get a coin at the end of the round. So that's one way to get money easily without having to bet if you're not a betting person. But if you're not a betting person, you'll probably lose this game because the whole point is to, well, bet. The other thing you can do during the game that affects the race is you can place one of your tiles. You only have 1 tile, but it has 2 sides, a desert side and an oasis side. When you put the tile on the course, if a camel lands on it, you get a coin, and then if it's desert side up, the camel goes back a space. If it's oasis side up, the camel goes forward a space. To prevent chaining, you can't put these tiles adjacent to each other, so you can't put like a massive run of oases. Oh wait, oasi? Oh, I see zebras. Zebras are fast. I bet they race the zebras. You gonna roll over like Ichi? So that's it. You can make bets for the round. You can make a bet for the whole game. You can roll the die, which means that some zebra, I almost said zebras, some camels go. Or you can place one of your oasis tiles. If you've already placed your tile, you can move your tile. That's it. Those are the 4 actions you do on your turn. A round ends once all 5 dice have been rolled, and then the game ends as soon as the first camel is to cross the line. That's it. It's the whole game. You just have to try and amass the most money through round bets and through final bets at the end of the game. I'm starting to feel like this zoo doesn't have races. What kind of zoo is that? Turns out we did find wild animals that we could bet on at the zoo. Do I get points if the one I bet on stomped on the one that lost? No.
If you bet on both, you get winner and loser points. You get 8 points for each.
Oh, yeah. This is addicting.
Yeah, it's really good popcorn.
I didn't mean the popcorn. Ooh. Also, just so you know, the 2 by the fence that have their butts facing us, yeah, they've been farting.